Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings, salutations as always to the hopefully elect Tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, diligently laboring in His truth in all righteousness and sincerity. All right. So as you can see, the title of the lesson, Wars on Many Fronts. And it's no secret that we are in a time of war. World War III is upon us. We are already in the beginning stages of this final war's war, the Battle of Armageddon, the war to end all wars. All right. And we see all these nations posturing themselves, getting themselves ready. They're gathering troops, they're sending troops to different nations. Tensions are rising between once close allies. All right, enemies are jumping ship from uh, the NATO beast system. All right, so the Lord is truly performing great works in the earth right now. Prophecy now is jumping off the pages. All right, so we can start right here. Axis of Ezekiel 38. Turkish President Erdogan calls for Russia, Iran, Turkey, Syria alliance against Israel. See, now we've been seeing this develop over the past few months, but pretty much as it was prophesied, the least of the flock, be it Israel, is drawing out the bigger guns to war. All right, and this is the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now let me read this in Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So the least of the flock, the smallest nation, the nation with the least population, the youngest nation as well, being Israel, amongst the beast system, amongst the Western Alliance, they are the ones that are pretty much drawing out. Who do we see here? Russia, Turkey, okay, even China. All right, because China is joined also unto Iran and Turkey and Russia and Syria. Okay, China is in that alliance, North Korea as well. Okay, they're drawing all these nations out. The big players in the game, the Eastern Kings, and check it out too. All right, because Turkey, all right, they might still be. I gotta fact check that, but they were members of NATO. Now they've joined themselves, aligned now with the BRICS. This is all biblical prophecy, man. Okay? Turkey left NATO. They said, forget NATO. Now we going with the BRICS now. Why did they do that? Because the Lord put it on their hearts to fulfill his will, pursuant to Revelation 17 and 18, I believe. All right? So this is all playing out, man. All right? We're truly at the end game. You know what I'm saying? This is just further proof that the words of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashmel Shai, are faithful and true. You see? So Israel, they pretty much made enemies with all the kings of the east. When you go back to Revelation 16 and 12, it speaks about the kings of the east making themselves ready, all right, to go to that Middle East region and do this final war's war. Okay? But you see this alliance here. All right, now let's go to Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38 and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now we'll get into who these nations are in a second, but notice how it says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. All right, so the Lord is against these nations. So he's set them up in their lot to fulfill prophecy, but ultimately he is going to destroy them. Okay? But before we get into that, let's read some of this article here. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan told local media on Saturday that Russia, Iran, and Syria should do more to protect Syria's territorial integrity. Now, the reason why Turkey is so invested in Syria and Lebanon and those surrounding Gaza, those surrounding nations, is because uh the Turks are a Muslim country. Okay, they're a predominantly Muslim nation. Now the Turks are Edomites. Okay, the Ottoman Turks, those are Edomites, right? But they practice Islam. So the fact that they're in that vicinity and they see what Israel is doing to their Muslim brothers, they don't like that, because even I think it was about last week, Tayyip Erdogan came out and said, "Listen, we need to make ourselves ready, because once Israel is done, going in Lebanon, tearing up Gaza, going to Syria, they gonna come for Turkey next. They gonna come for us next. All right, so we need to ready ourselves and actually declare war against Israel." All right, these are the sentiments that are being put out there, man, and it's all the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You see, so Turkey, they're prepared to defend their Muslim brethren with Russia backing them, Russia, China, and those Eastern nations backing them. Right, this is what we see setting up right now. Okay, it is essential that Russia, Iran, and Syria take more effective measures against this situation, which poses the greatest threat to Syria's territorial integrity, Erdogan said when asked about the recent alleged Israeli strike in the nation's capital, Damascus. Syrian Arab news agency accused Israel of carrying out an airstrike in the Mazar neighborhood in Damascus on Tuesday night. Sana'a quoted a Syrian military source saying the Israeli enemy launched an aerial aggression with 3 missiles from the direction of the occupied Syrian Golan, the Golan Heights, targeting a residential building at the densely populated Mazar neighborhood in Damascus, claiming the lives of 7 civilians, among them women and children, injuring 11 others in the initial toll and causing huge material damages to properties. So them Israelis, you know what I'm saying, which, hey, the Lord got a spirit on them too, just to be the goddamn devil. Okay, that's why they're going around blowing everything up, you know what I'm saying, attacking civilians indiscriminately. They don't care. All right, that's the spirit that the Lord put on them. But the effect of that is now all the nations surrounding Israel, because look, you have to keep in mind, Israel pretty much is the only small hat state in the midst of that whole region. Okay, they don't really have any allies in that region, man. It's really only them. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why Israel is even able to carry out all these wars is because America is funding and backing them. That's the only reason. Didn't America just send like 100 troops to Israel? You see what I'm saying? Amongst, other NATO nations as well. All right. So Israel, they're surrounded by their enemies, man. Okay. So listen, the Lord is about to destroy them small hats out that land, man. All right. It's only a matter of time, because they can't keep this war for too much longer. Because now the eastern flank are coming together against the west, man. And guess what? Israel is right in the line of fire. So now let's go back to Ezekiel 38, right? In verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Okay, now Gog in the land of Magog. Now let's get into that real quick. Let's go to Genesis chapter 10 and 1, because we need to get a context for who these nations are. Right, Genesis chapter 10 and verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. Okay, so according to Genesis chapter 10 and verse 2, Gomer and Magog were sons of Japheth. Okay, it even mentions Tubal and Meshech in there. Okay, so these were sons of Japheth. But now I have a map pulled up so we can get a visual, right? Now check this out. This is an 1874 map, okay, that Edomite scholars made, and they have the biblical names that are contained within Genesis chapter 10 outlining the regions in which they inhabited. Okay, so you can see here Magog, this is up in the Caucasus. Okay, this is up in Georgia, Russia. All right, that area. You have Meshech and Tubal here in Turkey. Togarmah is Turkey. Gomer is Turkey. Okay, so the main players in Ezekiel 38 are who? Russia and Turkey. Okay, now what do this article say here? Right? Who was really the one calling for this alliance? Check it out. Axis of Ezekiel 38, Turkish President Erdogan calls for Russia, Iran, Turkey and Syria alliance. Okay, President Erdogan, the president of Turkey, is calling for this alliance to come together with Russia. Okay, so Gog and Magog. Okay, Russia, Gomer, Togarma. Right, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Okay, these are the Turks and the Russians that is referring to in Ezekiel 38th chapter. Now we go back to Ezekiel 38. We'll read on. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog. So once again, the Lord is against these nations. The Lord is not with Russia. He's against Russia, but he's using them for the sake of prophecy to fulfill what must be brought forth. I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Right? So these nations, Gog and Magog, they're going to move their armies into that so-called Middle East region, man, to where this is going to be the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of Yahweh's judgment. Okay, that's what Shaphat goes into, judgment, man. All these nations, they're going to gather themselves together in that so-called Middle East region, and that's where the final war is going to go down. That's where it's going to be concentrated at, and they're going to be all destroyed in that area. Okay, verse 5. Persia, which are the Iranians, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. And you can just do a simple Google search, right? All these nations are aligning themselves together right now. Why? It's biblical prophecy. Okay, the Lord has put the spirit on these leaders to align themselves one with another, to come against Esau, to come against the West, to come against Rome. All right, this is what is happening. Rome is about to be taken down, man. Verse 6, Gomer and all his bands. Gomer is who? Gomer is Turkey. Okay, the house of Togarma, once again Turkey, of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. So a great army is going to come out of Turkey and align themselves with Gog and Magog, with Russia. You also have to keep in mind as well that Turkey is the strongest NATO military force, okay? Which, you know, they've left NATO now. Now they're with the BRICS. Okay, so now the BRICS is even stronger. All right? And all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. You see that? So Russia is a guard unto these weaker nations. All right? Russia and Turkey are guards unto these weaker nations, man. All right? This is why when you go to this article here, Russia warns Israel to not even consider attacking Iranian nuclear facilities. Okay, Russia is a guard unto Iran. They're all aligned in that BRICS alliance. You see? This is beautiful, man. Prophecy. Russia is warning Israel to not even consider striking Iranian nuclear facilities. State news agency TASS quotes Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov as saying, after Iran's missile attack on Israel on October 1st, there has been speculation that Israel could strike Iran's nuclear facilities, as it has long threatened to do. We have reportedly warned and continue to warn to caution Israel against even hypothetically considering the possibility of a strike on Iran. Nuclear facilities and nuclear infrastructure. Okay, so we see that here pretty much Israel is the aggressor. Okay, they the ones that jumped this whole thing off on October 7th. Even before then, they was doing stuff. But October 7th, that was when the real war popped off. Okay, and Israel is at the forefront of this World War III. They're, once again, you know, going back to Jeremiah the 50th chapter, they're, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay, so you have all of these nations posturing themselves together, man, coming together to come against these Western powers. Isaiah 13 and 14, it says, matter of fact, let me start at verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. You see, so the Lord is the one gathering these nations together. The Lord is the one that has these kings in the spirit of war. Verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, Yahweh Bashmel, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Verse 6, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. So the day of the Lord is coming. Okay, World War III is coming. You see Armageddon, nukes are about to start flying, man. But before these things come into their full fruition, that mark has to be rolled out. Okay, that MOTB, that rice grain, that microchip, all right, which hey, is really already here. All right, all we're waiting on is a financial collapse into this new system to usher it in. But we're already here. Everything is on the table, which we continue to tell you, man. Time is very short. Everything that the Lord said would happen is happening now in these last days. Prophecy is jumping off the pages. It's only a matter of time before the MOTB comes forth, and shortly after the MOTB, it's going to be all out war on this earth. Okay, you're going to be seeing drafts happen. You're going to be seeing, nukes start flying. You know what I'm saying? It's really going to turn into a hot war between these nations, man. You see, right now, it's kind of like things are being set up. You know what I'm saying? Like you're hearing rumors and stuff like that. But very soon, the Lord is going to, force these nations to get into a hot war with one another. Okay? All that violence you see going on in the so-called Middle East, that's about to be happening worldwide on a large scale. It's about to be mass death in the earth, man. The scriptures speak about all these things. Okay, let me go to Joel, the 3rd chapter. Joel 3 and verse 2, it says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat or Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So all of this is being done for what? This is being done to deliver the Lord's chosen people, the Israelites, from their captivity, man. Okay, the Lord is about to destroy all these nations for Israel's sake, for the controversy of Zion, right? Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people, meaning that they sold us. Okay, they literally had us on, auction blocks, all right, and sold us for wine, sold us for, precious items, gold and stuff like that, land, you see what I'm saying? And have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot. They was even selling our, young boys as pretty much sex slaves, man, which shows you how sick that these nations are. This is why the Lord going to destroy them all, okay? And sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Verse 5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem ye have sold unto the Grecians, okay, which are the Edomites, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken. So in the kingdom of heaven, just as we were sold by these nations, we're going to sell them. See, we're going to have complete dominion and rulership over these heathen nations, man. We're going to rule over them with a rod of iron, as it is written. Okay, verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. A plowshare is a tool used for farming. Okay, this scripture here is saying turn your farming tools into swords, into weapons of war, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So this right here lets you know that we've left a time of peace on the earth. This right here lets you know that we are in a time of all out war, okay? Because farming represents what? When you're in peacetime, okay? You can't farm when you're at war, man. Okay, when you're at war, all efforts must go towards the war. Okay, you have to focus on, defending your land and putting some people to death. You ain't got no time to be farming. Okay, so that time of peace and security and comfort is gone. Now it's time to beat them plowshares into weapons of war. Okay, let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So this is all being done for their own judgment, and they don't even know it. Okay, That's why the scriptures say in Psalms, "Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing?" See, these nations have in their mindset that they're fighting for who's gonna have the biggest pool in this NWO system. All right, that's the vain imagination that they have, thinking that China's gonna be next to rule, and they're gonna rule alongside Russia, and Iran is gonna be joined. No, man, none of these heathen nations are gonna have rulership over the planet Earth. See, what they fail to realize is that the Israelites got next. Okay, the Israelites are gonna rule over them. All right, so their imagination to rule over the earth for all eternity is vain. Okay, it's not going to amount to nothing, man. It's all going to be futile. Okay. But yeah, you see wars on many fronts. And speaking of wars on many fronts, check this out. Because right now you have so much, pretty much the West is involved in so many wars, and wars are brewing. Okay, you got China, Taiwan. You got war on the Korean Peninsula now. North Korea is blowing up South Korean roads. You see what I'm saying? South Korea is readying their army. U.S. is sending troops to South Korea. Okay, you have Israel, Gaza, Lebanon. You have Iran. You know what I'm saying? You got Russia, Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? You get listen. Pretty much America, NATO, the West, their militaries are spread out. And when you look at it historically, this is exactly what led to the fall of ancient Rome. Check this out. Now, this is from um, AI, okay, on Google, right? All I did, I typed in Roman army stretched thin, and it gives you this. The Roman army was stretched thin due to a number of factors, including size of the empire. The Roman Empire was vast, and the army had to defend its far flung frontiers and respond to multiple threats at once. Sound familiar, don't it? Now, we know, according to Daniel, the second chapter, that we are in the last legs of the Roman Empire, okay? We are in the toes and the feet of Rome, okay, which is modern day America, NATO, and the EU, right? Declining population. Another one. Is this not what's happening now? The empire's population was declining, making it harder to recruit soldiers. Internal conflicts. This is beautiful, man. You see, when you go into the scriptures, right? These are all the things that the Lord said would happen in the last days, especially to the Edomites. They would crumble from within. And when you go into it historically, when you look at Rome, these, as we're reading here, these are all the things that led to the decline and the final collapse of Rome, and all the same things are happening today in the West. The empire, internal conflicts. The empire was politically unstable. Come on, man. Like these things are to the T, making it difficult to mount a unified defense. Invasions. The empire was constantly under attack by invading tribes. And what do you have happening in America right now? Okay, you have sleeper cells from all different nations that are in here. Okay, that came over the border. You see what I'm saying? You have these nations posturing themselves, sending drones to America. Okay, they're sending spy balloons. You see what I'm saying? Russia and China, they have a warship fleet on the coast of Alaska. You see what I'm saying? So America's getting ready to be invaded by foreigners. Okay, really, you can already say that America has already been invaded. You see what I'm saying? But they just waiting on on that green light to go ahead and put in work. Okay, mercenaries. Emperors began hiring foreign mercenaries to bolster their armies, but these mercenaries were often disloyal to the empire. Okay, this right here, this is going to be a problem for Esau, because Esau has also brought mercenaries into America. Okay, all these military age men, you know what I'm saying, that when the time is right, Esau, he's going to call them up to fight in these wars. Okay, but at the end of the day, as it says here, these mercenaries were often disloyal to the empire. See, these mercenaries that came over here, they're really in it for their own interests. See, they don't give a damn about America, whether America prospers or America falls. You see, they just got a call to come up here, and Esau gave them a deal, and they're going to do what they have to do. But at the end of the day, they're going to turn on America. See, they're really, going to come in here and drop the hammer, all right, so to speak. Structure of the army. The army structure changed with more cavalry and smaller units of independently operating troops. Okay, this is the whole synopsis, right? The Roman army's struggles to defend its vast territories exposed the vulnerabilities of the empire's borders. Right now, America, they're stretched thin. NATO, they're stretched thin. And on top of that, they don't have the population, they don't have the military personnel. America is short in its military in every branch. It's the same thing with NATO and the EU. All right. This is why they bring these military age men in from these different nations, because they figure, well, we don't have the recruitment, so we're gonna have to bring somebody in. See, we're gonna have to pay some mercenaries to fight for us. But at the end of the day, it's gonna backfire. Okay, the Lord gonna put a spirit on the mercenaries to turn, on these Babylonians. You see, the empire's defensive system, which was once renowned for its strength, was insufficient against the determined barbarian tribes. And who are these barbarian tribes that are getting ready to come up and take over America? Well, today it would be Russia, China, North Korea, okay, India, Pakistan, Iran, all right, Turkey. All these nations are going to come together. Listen, even when you read Revelation 17 and 16, even America's own allies are going to turn and shoot nukes on this place, man. All right, so you're going to have France, you're going to have Germany, you're going to have Britain. All right, you have Spain. All these EU nations, they're going to turn on America. They're going to turn on the whore, and they're going to destroy this place with fire. They're going to shoot nukes over here too, man. They're going to side with the BRICS. That's biblical prophecy. Okay? So this is all beautiful to witness, man. Now, let's check these out, okay? Right here, North Korea blows up roads to South Korea, man. Look, it's about to be war on the Korean Peninsula, and we already know that America, they're backing South Korea. Okay, so if North Korea decides to invade, now these are just rumors right now, but we see that they're taking action against South Korea, North Korea. All right, so if South Korea gets invaded, America gonna have to jump in. Then that's another war they're gonna be involved in. If China invades Taiwan, America gonna have to get involved in that. And America is already involved in with Israel, with the whole Gaza thing, with the whole Iran situation. They're involved in Ukraine. The military is spread thin. They're having wars on too many fronts. They don't have the personnel to fight all these wars. Okay, nor do they have the money or the equipment. All right. So listen, man. Bottom line is, it's only a matter of time before the West goes down, man. Like, the Lord is systematically breaking Esau down. He's systematically destroying his rulership. Okay, wisdom has left this man. The Lord has taken Esau's wisdom away from him. Now he's scrambling. All right. So let's check this out.
North Korea is blowing up roads and rail lines connecting it to South Korea as threats between the two countries escalate to armed tension. Last week, North Korea accused the South of sending drones to drop bulks of anti-North leaflets over its capital, Pyongyang, which Kim Jong-un called a military provocation. In response, the North promised to close its borders with the South and construct a stronger frontline defense to address the quote-unquote confrontational hysteria from South Korean and U.S. forces. The two blown-up roads, which symbolized inter-Korean relations, now reinforce Kim Jong-un's January promise to abandon North Korea's decade-long plans for reunification. Pyongyang now claims that almost 1.5 million North Koreans have applied to join the country's army in just the last 4 days, as tensions between the Koreas reach the brink of war.
It's going down, okay? Wake up the mighty men. Prepare war. All right, beat your plowshares and the swords, man. So North Korea pretty much said, hey, fuck that. South Korea unification. We going all out for war, man, because, North Korea is like, if South Korea, if you want to be aligned with America, we against America, so we're not going to be with you. All right, now you had a chance to come back. You want to stay with the West, okay? You want to be with that, Babylon the Great, cool, but you gonna get destroyed too. That's pretty much what North Korea is on right now. All right, so this is beautiful to watch, man. Like, the Lord is really manifesting the end right now. This is beautiful.
오늘 북한의 경의선 동해선 북측 구간 남북 연결도로 폭파는 남북 합의의 명백한 위반이며 매우 비정상적 조치로서
We're going to turn now to new tensions on the Korean peninsula tonight. North Korea blowing up roads and rail lines linking it to the south. South Korea recording the explosions from its side of the border. North Korea has accused the South of flying drones over its capital in recent days. But that comes after North Korea sent hundreds of trash-filled balloons into the South in recent months. And tonight, Russia now saying it will support North Korea if it suffers, quote, an act of aggression. We're going to turn now to new tensions on the
Moving on, Chinese government has said it will never commit to renouncing the use of force over Taiwan. This after a visit by Chinese President Xi Jinping to Dongshan Island, which lies in China's Fujian province that faces Taiwan, and where in 1953 China defeated an invasion attempt by Taiwan-based military. According to Chinese state media, Xi was on the island to learn about efforts to revitalize the countryside. Reports said he urged officials from Fujian to promote cross-strait culture exchanges and enhance the ethnic, cultural and national identity of Taiwan compatriots. This amid Chinese People's Army holding military drills named Joint Sword 2024B in the Taiwan Strait and surrounding areas, which were described as a stern warning to advocate any kind of Taiwan independence. The drills involved all wings of the army and were designed to simulate attacking Taiwan by land, sea and air. The drills were announced exactly 4 days after Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te, in a speech on National Day, said China has no right to represent the island. He emphasized that the two sides of the Taiwan Strait are not subordinate to one another. Lai, who took office in May after being elected in January, is detested by China, which calls him a separatist.
Yeah, it's going down. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is in control of all these things, man. Nobody on the earth is just going around doing what they want to do with their own free will. There is no free will, okay? Everyone that's set up in their lot, they do what the Lord wants them to do. You see, this is biblical prophecy, man. These things were written thousands of years ago. All right, now these things are coming forth in these last days. Right, showing you once again that the words of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, are faithful and true. Okay, this is this is Romans 9:19, and I read in the KJV first. Thou wilt say then unto me. Matter of fact, let me go back. Romans 9:18. It says, therefore he hath mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Verse 19 now. Thou wilt then say unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Really, no one has resisted the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? The Lord said Esau gonna do this, Esau doing it. The Lord said Russia gonna do this, they doing it. He said Persia, the Iranians, they gonna do this. They're all doing it. Everybody's in their lot performing the exact role that the Lord wants them to perform. Okay, the world is a stage, man. This is all set up, man. Okay, this is why we understand what it is. Everyone that's on the earth right now is playing out their part in biblical prophecy, whether you righteous or whether you wicked. Okay, the lot of the wicked is preserved for them. The lot of the righteous and the prophets is reserved. Okay, everybody's playing out their lot upon this earth, and the end is going to manifest everything. All right. Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars all around the earth. What do you see? You see wars. Yahweh Shah said that before he make his second coming, that you would see nation rise against nation. You would hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right, this is the beginning of wars right now. All right, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. So the prophet Ezra was seeing these things in the last days, and he like, damn, this is wild. You know, who's going to deliver me in these last days? Woe is me, death unto me, destruction unto me, man. Right? That's how crazy of a time that this is, and we only in the beginning. All right, so the worst is yet to come as we always continue to, reiterate. Yeah, we sound like a broken record. We sound like we keep repeating the same thing over and over again. But that's because guess what? Prophecy is repetitive, man. All right, prophecy is a build up. All right, this thing ain't just gonna take place in one day, but there's a lot of moving parts that go into prophecy being fulfilled. All right, and it's the job of the men of the Lord to bring these things forth to make the vision plain upon table so that you can understand. All right, and adjust yourself accordingly. Align yourself with the will of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. All right, so with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna go ahead and close out right here. Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Racha Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Come Yasha Allah and the Bible Ball. On to the next one.